You guys ever
A lot
seen
of
that
things.
YouTube video? It's like what athletes spent with their first million.
Oh yeah.
Really? You
Those
Cars
those
and
are
like-
always a bad look.
Cars and boats.
What are you spending with your
Those are
first
always
millions?
a bad look. Well, look, I would like to spend it on a lot of things.
This is the More Than an Athlete Hotline, Varsity Edition.
Presented by Champs times Eastbay, where lifestyle and performance intersect.
A place to call in and get advice on the challenges you face.
Where the ones who come before you tell their unfiltered stories because they know.
That when you get knowledge, you give it.
It's a one-stop shop for information designed to empower the next generation of athletes.
Dial in.
What's good? Welcome to the More Than an Athlete Hotline Varsity Edition, presented to you by Uninterrupted and Champs times Eastbay. I'm your host, Donald De La Haye, aka Deestroying. I'm here with my co-host, Miss Sedona.
What's up, man? I'm Sedona.
with it.
You might know me as Sedona on TikTok. I
Sedona.
play basketball for the Oregon Ducks. And yeah, man, I'm excited to be here.
Hey, we're excited to be here with you as well. Listen, guys, this is a show where we answer questions facing young athletes, and we ask them and learn what inspires them to be more than. Today, we're joined by a very special guest, UCLA Bruin and LA's very own. This man is an NCAA Final Four star, Mr. Johnny Juzang. Baby, what's good?
What's up, you guys?
What it
What's
do,
up,
Excited to
man?
be here. Talk a little shop.
Yeah.
Long trip, huh?
Not really. About 15 miles.
Oh, that's
nice,
not bad.
nice,
that's not
nice,
bad. In
yeah.
LA, that's like an hour, bro. I ain't gonna
Nice,
lie.
It was about 40 today.
All right, boys. Before we get into it, a lot of new laws have been changing with NIL. For those of you at home that don't know what NIL is, new legislation has been passed to allow college athletes to now make money off of their name, image, and likeness,
Dang, that's
which is
huge.
it's historic. It's massive. It's the first year it's been
huge.
possible. So yeah, Johnny, what's your take on everything? How you been feeling, man?
Yeah, so I think it was something, it was a little weird for me. So
Yeah.
I'm the kind of type of guy that I just focus on what I like doing, which is
Yeah.
playing. And,
Basketball.
you know, I just am passionate and I'll get into that and then I don't really think about the rest.
Mhm.
But I did actually start thinking about the whole NIL thing kind of during March Madness. I see how big college basketball as a business is, the scale of it and how many people watch it, right? So obviously as we keep making this run, you start realizing, whoa.
It's a lot of money.
There's a lot
It's
going
a
on
lot
here.
of
And
money.
you start
It's
filming.
a whole lot of
Yeah.
money.
Exactly. We're
Yeah.
filming
How
stuff
does
for,
something-
commercials and advertisements,
Yeah.
and especially right before the Final Four. And you're like, man, I'm not like
Yeah, what
seeing
was-
any
what
of
was
this.
the
Not making it
paychecks,
sense,
bro?
yeah.
Zero,
Yeah,
huh?
so I would say that experience for me really kind of made me say, hold on, like something needs to change here. And luckily it did not too long after, but it was really eye opening. I would say having that experience. But anyways, I think it's great. It's been good. It's been good to me so far and my teammates, and it's nice to see guys have a little bit of freedom to do some things.
That's amazing, bro. How times have changed. When I was in college, bro, I had a YouTube channel. And I made a little bit of money, bro. And it was such a big deal in the NCAA. And they basically told me I had to pick between my YouTube channel that was barely making any money. Like at the time I made $2,000. Like that's nothing compared to what these colleges make. Or pick my scholarship and delete my social media, delete everything that I've worked so hard on, bro. And it's amazing to finally see y'all get what you guys deserve and be able to make some money off your name, image, and
It's
likeness.
huge, man. It's nuts. Yeah.
Well, no, that's an interesting story. So I have a teammate, Jalen Clark, and he has a YouTube channel, and now he's able to do that simultaneously and benefit from both of those things. But that's crazy. So
I'm actually homies with him. I've sat
Okay.
with him and talked about the
nice.
whole
Really?
YouTube thing.
A
a
mutual
while ago.
friend. Nice. There you go, boys.
Yeah,
What
yeah, no,
connection.
that's interesting. But so they didn't let you.
Bro, no. They told me I had to donate all the money back. I had to delete my social media. There was a video of me going to the beach with my girlfriend at the time, tossing the football around. They're like, hey, you're a student athlete. You can't be doing this because it's portraying you as an athlete and it's unfair advantage, blah, 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 this and that, bro.
Bro,
They
what?
investigated every single move I made on social media for 6 weeks straight, got all my passwords, went through everything, literally everything. And later on told me I basically had to pick. They gave me an ultimatum. And I mean, I'm here now, so.
Yeah, my boy made it.
Yeah.
Big old YouTuber now.
Sedona, I see you popping on TikTok
Little
now. You
bit,
feel me?
little
2 point, 2.8?
2.8. Yeah, you got 2.9. You got me beat.
You popping.
Yeah,
You
a
popping.
little bit.
What's it like nowadays just navigating this whole new world?
Yeah.
Like, What's different? Because I know you experienced both worlds.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, this is my 4th year of college, so
Yeah.
I got 2 years of no NIL, and now this 1 year and this my last year will have NIL as well. So it's been crazy. I'm literally in an NIL deal right now.
Oh,
This is a deal
wow.
right now that
Hey,
I'm.
congratulations.
Thanks, man. Yeah, you too.
Get your
Hey,
bag,
hey,
homie.
Yeah, thanks, bro. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It's impacted me so much.
Yeah.
Done some crazy things, crazy brand deals. Yeah, but like you said, like it's more about freedom. Like
Yeah.
I've worked so hard to build my brand, to like build my social media. It's been a grind, and so now being able to profit off of that is like so special. It's pretty
Yeah.
incredible.
Have you come across like some interesting deals and like some cool, fun things? Obviously, you here hanging out with me, chopping up with
Yeah.
me, but other than this, like,
Done Taco Bell.
ooh,
A few other things.
Taco Bell's
Little
gas.
things, yeah, here and there.
What-
I got a free electric scooter. That was pretty
Oh,
cool.
what?
Yeah, I'll be riding around campus. I almost
dope.
crashed it
That's
once,
dope.
but that's all right. It's pretty fast, bro.
What about you, bro? You come across any interesting stuff? I heard you signed with a little NIL company. Talk to us about that.
Yeah. So
Well, not a little NIL company. They big
Massive
time.
NIL
They big
company.
time.
yeah, so it's been good, man, and I've been able to start talking to some brands that I think we have mutual interests in, brands that I'm interested in. So I mean, a cool story. Well, first off, I signed with William Morris
Yes, sir.
Entertainment for NIL, and they've
Yes,
been
sir.
great. So Jason and
That's
Carlos
nice.
over there. So that's been great. I don't see how, as a student athlete, like both of you guys know, that your schedule, right? Yes, you have class and then a lot of athletics. I mean, practice, lifts, and then extra workouts. You're kind of pretty packed. So I don't really see how, athletes could kind of manage this all by themselves. I think you almost do need that support, and that way you can keep your time straight and all that good stuff. So they've been amazing for me because I get to look like, these are the things I'm interested in, and these are the directions I want to go with it, and they take it from there and they take it running. So everything else, once this is what I'm interested in, or yes on this deal or no, they take care of the rest. So it's really amazing.
Yeah, that's so important because you still want college athletes to like remain college
Focus.
athletes. Yeah, we have athletics and school and our social lives, and it's it's such a balance of things. It becomes another job, honestly. Like social media and NIL deals, it's pretty crazy.
Interesting question. You're a hooper, right?
Yeah.
How do you think this NIL stuff is gonna affect the whole one and done situation? See, us football players, we got to go 3 years, no
Yeah.
matter what.
Yeah, us too.
You guys, one and done. How do you think that's gonna affect it?
Well, I think it's all dependent. I say that because you can have a high level talent, but maybe he's not that marketable,
Yeah.
right? So this all depends on the marketplace. Yeah, NIL, depending on how educated you are on it, NIL is just you profiting off your name, image, and likeness. So it's not like a college that's compensating you X amount of dollars. So I think it's dependent because you have a high level talent. Say he's not very marketable, he doesn't have a huge following. Well, it's obvious for him, he needs to make money professionally. But maybe you have other athletes that aren't as much of a prospect for the professional level, but they're hugely popular.
Yeah.
Maybe school benefits them.
Yeah.
So I think it really depends. But either way, it's nice to know that in your decision that you'll be comfortable. Either way, like you're not worried about like, man, I'm eating pizza on Thursday and Friday
Yeah,
night.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When I can play professional, it's
Yeah.
like,
And even for like athletes that don't have the pro option,
Yeah.
so some athletes either there's not a professional option in their sport, or they just aren't good enough to make it, or there's a certain circumstance, they are now able to make money that
some
they
bread,
can live
bro.
off of. It's pretty
Yeah.
crazy.
It's about time. Do you feel like now that, and I noticed you touched upon the NCAA tournament, how much money the NCAA was making and had you guys appearing. Do you feel like this new NIL rule takes pressure or relieves the pressure from the NCAA feeling like they have to pay you guys?
yeah, I think it definitely does. But I think that situation's a little more complicated,
Yeah.
just because how do you scale that, and how do you figure out who gets paid what, and what teams get this, and where does the funding come from? So it's a lot more difficult. But at least the marketplace just decides. So I really don't think there was any reason for it not to, because I mean, I guess you have to regulate. The NCAA has to regulate a little bit, but why would you not be able to profit off your own name? That just doesn't
Yeah,
make any
NIL
sense.
is like
right?
all
How are you gonna
individualized,
tell me
yeah,
that my
exactly.
name isn't mine?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
The
man.
thing that made me mad when I was in college, bro, and I went through my whole situation is like, if I was, let's say, an engineering student or any type of other student, if I didn't have a number on my back or wear a jersey, they would have been like, you know what, this is a model student.
Yeah.
More of you guys need to be like him. He's creating his own business. He's making
Yeah.
his own money. He's learning and applying the things he's learning. But since I step on the field on Fridays and Saturdays, then automatically now I can't do
Yeah.
it.
You're
Now
distracted.
it's
or you're-
illegal. I'm
yeah.
distracting. Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
just it blows me, man. And I'm so happy and I'm so proud that you guys are able to make your bag now.
Yeah. It's
You
kinda-
got an NIL deal right now.
Yeah,
That's
man,
crazy.
Look at me. So, you know, as the NIL has passed, I think a lot of student athletes are now seeing the value of social media and like
Sure.
branding. How do you feel like that's like impacted you, or like have you been like viewing it differently now?
Yeah, so I think that it opened my eyes,
Yeah.
is what I think it did. Again, like, I love just playing the game of basketball and developing and growing there in that space. So that's kind of always where I've been at. I'm still there. So that's still my main focus, right, by far. It doesn't really come close, but I would say that before the NIL rules, I kind of just neglected the opportunity of social media to share kind of what you're about and share your aesthetic
Build
and
your brand.
build that brand, right?
Oh
And just,
yeah.
you know, I think it's just about sharing with people a little bit more about you. I kind of neglected that, and I was just, you know, completely, you know, focused on basketball, which again I still am. But now I think it just opened my eyes a little bit to, hey, I can share with these people. Like, you know, let me take a look at this. I think
Yeah.
it made me take a look at it a little bit more, and
Yeah.
now it's been really cool sharing some of my different interests, just like outside of basketball.
I feel like before the whole NIL thing, like college coaches and people just like frowned upon social media.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I remember I had a head coach that if we posted anything on social media, he would chew us out, bro.
Oh
like
man.
anything, bro. He was like old, you know, back in his days, whatever. But like the times are changing, bro, and it's about time
Yeah,
the
there's
NCAA
so much-
realized.
Yeah, there's so much value in it.
So
It doesn't even
much,
help
bro.
off the court stuff. Like, you know, it brings fans in and it makes your whole team better and seen, you know? It's pretty crazy. All right, so put yourself in the shoes of your 16-year-old self, right? But NIL has already been passed, and it's a big thing in college. It's already, you know, student athletes are making money. Would that have affected your choice at all? Or like, you know, other athletes' choices? Or what do you think that would have been like in high school?
That's a good question.
Thanks, sir.
Yeah. Well, it's also tricky because it's all dependent on the individual, right?
Yeah.
So I can only talk about myself, but everybody's different. For me, I was always, in all my decisions, it's where am I going to grow the most? So what is this situation going to make of me, right? As a person, as a man, what's it going to make of me? So that would probably be in the back of the list, right? For my situation, because I'm just going to look at what's going to get me better, what's going to grow me and develop me and
Yeah.
teach me and give me some adversity. But I think if you're in a situation, say if you're an athlete and you're looking at maybe going straight to a professional route, like, you know, a G League route or
Yeah.
an overseas route or college basketball, some guys in situations, you know, I've had teammates before where, you know, say like you need to get paid a little bit more, right? So
Yeah,
your
yeah.
timeline's a little bit different, right?
Yeah.
And so I think for those guys now it gives college a solid option. So maybe it will start bringing a lot more athletes back to the college route as we've seen them kind of go away in
Yeah.
the past few years. But I think it's just dependent on the
Yeah,
situation.
man. Yeah, it's so individualized. Like
Take-
everyone's journey is so different.
Take a guy like Mikey Williams. Kid has like multi-million followers
Yeah, like
on
3 million.
social media. Dude's
nuts.
still in high school.
Yeah.
I feel like NIL is like huge to him now. That's gonna be people's main pitch to recruit him. It's like if you come here, our program's gonna help you get you these deals or that and that. Back in the days, there was none of that.
Yeah.
That's true. That's right. I forget that NIL affects high school,
Yeah,
students
exactly.
too,
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyone can profit off of it, which is
which
great.
is pretty amazing.
Yeah. I feel like these kids see that and they're like, oh, wow, like, you know, this could really be a part of my future. If I go
Yeah.
here or here, you know, weigh the pros and cons, you know,
Yeah.
it's pretty
No,
crazy.
but regardless, I think it's a good thing. I
Yeah.
think regardless, it's a really good thing.
Yeah.
I think it's great too.
Again, there's no reason that you shouldn't be able to profit off your own name. It
Yeah.
doesn't really make any sense. But I think it's, I don't think there's any bad. I think that, you know, one argument might be that NIL could be a distraction,
Mhm.
you know, which I could see. Still, like, that's your decision
Yeah.
as the athlete to
Right.
make. Whether
Right.
this will be a distraction to me or not is my decision because it's
Yeah.
my name.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you got to remember the reason you're at these colleges in the first place.
Yeah.
Get your education to play sport. So
Yeah. The reason you have the platform, you know, what
Exactly.
got you there. without basketball,
Yeah.
you know, you wouldn't have whatever blah blah many followers. You know?
One thing that's concerning to me is like I follow a lot of athletes as well. I'm tapped in with a lot of athletes, and I see a lot of them, especially right now that the whole NIL rule is kind of new. It's kind of the wild, wild west, and a lot of people are just scrambling to get whatever money they can or do whatever deals they can. You got any advice for guys coming up that are getting reached out by these random brands and just
Yes, I do have advice.
Let's hear it.
So for me, yes, I see the same things that you guys see. I think that it is important, one, as an athlete, to know your value. Okay.
Know your worth.
It's yes, these deals are mutual partnerships. You you're working with them, but they're also working with you. You have to understand it's not just let me jump on everything I can get, right?
Like cash, like a cash
Exactly,
grab. Yeah,
exactly.
something like
So
that.
know your worth, and you never want to oversaturate is another thing.
yes,
Like I think you have to have a certain amount of being okay with just like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
keeping your image and then sprinkling in some other stuff that
Yeah.
you
become
like.
a walking billboard at that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but you don't
man,
want it to
yeah.
be like,
Loses
oh,
value.
I'm a
Yeah.
marketing page or
It loses
something.
Yeah, it's
value.
not supposed to be like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's just knowing your value and not oversaturating.
Yeah.
But also, yeah, choose the things that you actually like to do. You know, just don't, because at the end of the day, you're giving away with every deal that you do, right? You're giving away, a piece
You're
of
attaching
your
yourself
image.
to
Yeah,
that.
man.
And you're basically co-signing to everything you're putting your face
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
image,
Yeah.
name, image,
It
likeness
becomes a
next
part
to.
of you. You know.
Exactly.
And the other thing I actually would say is, like you just said, this is a new marketplace.
Mhm. Yeah.
So don't let this marketplace define you.
Exactly.
Like, because there are obviously there's how many college athletes?
So many.
They're gonna people are gonna try to lowball. They're gonna try to get it for as
Know your
dirt
worth.
cheap as
Yeah.
they can. So you have to understand, like, this is a new marketplace. Don't let them do all the creating in this marketplace.
Yeah.
It's brand new for both sides.
Exactly.
So you
Yeah.
can be the creator. And I think that's something that's been so big with my team. And we've actually had a lot of fun with this because you have a chance to go into a new marketplace and kind of create the landscape that you want. So
Yeah.
however you want to do it, you can do it, and your terms can be your terms. And, maybe you find somebody, maybe you don't, but you have the power, to create for yourself in this.
Right.
And it's really actually fun if you're creative.
I feel like it's awesome that you have your agency kind of helping you
Yeah.
navigate this world, because a lot of guys probably just read their DMs and just take whatever deals and they don't know. Like you said, they get lowballed. A lot of these companies, they're going to pitch the lowest number possible just to get you to sign and throw their brand up on the page or whatever. But you got to negotiate.
well,
You got to know
look,
your
like,
worth. You got to know your value.
It's important because I'm not a lawyer, so
Exactly.
how am I
Exactly.
gonna read it?
These
let's be
contracts,
real.
bro,
You're
they
from there
long.
negotiating.
How am I gonna read this
These
contract and
contracts
tell
long.
myself, right, or come back and write a counteroffer?
Yeah, you're in between weights and practice, like 10
Yeah,
grand
what
or 20 grand, or
Exactly.
negotiate
So
with them.
you're gonna be skipping over so many
Yeah.
vital details without it. So again, I would say, being on here right now, if there's a few things, one of those things is like, make sure you're, have some people helping you in the
Legal
right
backing,
Yeah,
people.
man.
bro.
The what you said, like student athlete platforms are so much more powerful than any other influencer. We have such more impact, and we are literally creating the market for everyone's value below us, whoever comes into the NIL in the future. So I agree with you. I think it's so important. Athletes taking super small deals, it makes the whole market lose value. So
I will say I'm in both worlds. I'm an athlete now, but obviously I was a former college athlete. Now I'm an influencer. And, like, you guys have talent, bro. Like, you guys have something tangible. There's a lot of creators that just look pretty and dance on social media and sign deals for all this amount of money. So really take advantage of that. Realize your value. Know your worth. And don't sign nothing stupid. The deals are going to come. If you ball out and you take care of what you got to do on the field and in school, they're going to come. Don't go searching out and be desperate. They are going to come.
in season 2, when my Oregon Ducks beat,
Oh, she throwing shade.
Nah, I'm just
throwing
playing.
shade. She throwing shade, man.
We'll see when this comes out.
Ooh.
Who won the game?
Yes, I mean, I love my Ducks, but come on, man.
Ooh.
Final four, come on, returning. Sorry, Ducks. All right, Donald and Johnny, let's get to our hotline questions. The questions that y'all have asked. The questions that y'all have asked us that you want us to answer. Let's get to it.
Let's
Y'all ready?
get it. Let's get it. What you got for us?
All right. At someone with no name asks.
That's their at?
Yeah, that's their at. Someone
dope.
with no name.
That's creative.
I like that.
That's
It's
creative.
cute. What can the NCAA do to support former collegiate athletes entitled to NIL benefits?
Ooh, well, I need to hear this.
Yeah, let's do this one. I'm
need
gonna
to
hit
hear
this one
this.
first.
No.
Yeah, I think that what we can do as like former athletes is just speak up about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a mess that, you know, there's so many athletes, Brianna Stewart, Sabrina Ionescu, we were
Yeah.
talking about earlier, so many athletes that should have made so much money in college, but they didn't have the opportunity to. And so now if they were able to go back and make that money,
Mm-hmm.
what would it be like? You know, like all this stuff. And so, I mean, I'm fighting it right now. I'm in a current lawsuit to fight it. That hopefully will pass, and then, you know, you can sue.
Ooh, boy, I
Anyone
got a
can
bag
sue, can
coming.
get their money back. So, you know, it's important to speak up about it. You know, realize that without you guys, we wouldn't have, you know, the platforms we do. You guys
Yeah.
have really built like this whole social media influencer, you know, spotlight for us.
Yeah.
So I thank you.
And
know,
listen, we
you.
appreciate you guys, the new age people. You guys are leading this whole new movement. You guys are pioneering it. And like you said, just handle you guys' business. You
Yeah.
guys take care of it and then speak up about
Yeah.
former people.
Yeah,
You
just
guys
talk
got to
about it.
navigate and figure this out first.
Yeah.
And then we could, you know, kick back at people like myself who should be getting a little check in the mail soon, hopefully. But how do you think they could?
Do you have like former like, you know, teammates that would have made money off of it, or like what do you think the NCAA should do to like, you know, help repay these college athletes that missed out on all this money?
Yeah. Well, I guess me and you were both in that boat for the last 2 years. I think it's a tough question, right? So I guess we're in that group to an extent, but you know, we have an opportunity to capitalize. I think that's a tough question. Again, that's one of those things like, almost like we talked about the salaries earlier. That's one of those things that's hard to actually like realize.
Yeah, like how do you put a number on it?
Yeah, how do you put a number on it? How do you decide? And then the sheer number of athletes. I think that's tough. I think maybe that falls to the current athletes, right? And, you know, it could be just someone that you were close to who was a little bit older and before your time that maybe had a big influence on you. You just pay that homage, you know, to that former athlete. So I think it's the athletes taking care of themselves, right? That's the only way. Sometimes you can get it done. It's just the people taking care of the people, right? So, I mean, that would be my first guess off top, just because I think it's hard to realize from that
Yeah,
standpoint.
man. Yeah.
But I think just paying homage and paying respect, and you know who helped you coming up and
Yeah.
who was before
Knowing-
you, and
yeah, knowing
everybody
who
taking
before
care
you.
of theirs
Yeah.
and passing it up the line. You put that across the board, and,
Hell yeah,
and,
man.
you know, we could have some.
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
heard the NCAA makes like billions of dollars a year.
Probably.
Maybe they need to set aside a little percentage, you know.
A little bit. They can take a little bit of a cut.
You
A
know,
little bit
nah, I'm
bigger.
kidding. I'm kidding.
All right, boys. Question 2. At Drisness Casual,
Trisness.
Drisness_casual, asks, what will you spend your NIL money on? What about you, Johnny? What are you spending it on? Drip?
What would I spend my money on?
You guys ever
lot
seen
of
that
things.
YouTube video? It's like what athletes spent with their first million.
Oh yeah,
Really? You
those
Cars
those
and,
are
like-
always a bad look.
Cars and boats.
What are you spending with your
Those are
first
always
million?
a bad
sir?
look. Well, look, I would like to spend it on a lot of things, but I don't know. My mom is a financial advisor.
Oh, man.
Oh,
You
boy,
got it.
you
Come
set. You
on.
good.
You're
So,
good.
well, yeah. So I mean, I'll
good,
like
bruh.
put away maybe. I would say like maybe if you spend 15, 20%, you know, how- you said it's whatever works for you, but a little bit of like fun money, you gotta enjoy it. So for me, I love food. Okay, so these dinners get dangerous sometimes
Yeah.
because I like nice food. So that's mostly where a lot of my money goes. To be fairly honest, a little bit of clothes,
Yeah.
but most of it, honestly, I actually invest, and I think that's important for
Smart
a lot of
guy.
these athletes, especially young guys, young girls. Like, you know, you don't always have a concept of money.
Yeah, man, yeah.
But
They want to buy the chains and the grills.
Yeah.
and
Exactly.
They want to look fancy,
cars
flashy now,
and-
but then, you know, it'll run out.
and
sooner or
exactly, and
later.
how
Yeah.
many athletes? It's got to be less than 2% in college. Are gonna play professionally.
Mm-hmm.
Not a
So
lot, bro.
this is an opportunity for you to capitalize while you're in the spotlight.
Yeah.
So unless you're in that small percentage, I think having a concept of money is so crucial because this could be some of your biggest hits that you're gonna have.
absolutely,
So
yeah.
making sure you save it. I put, I mean, almost all of it, but
Yeah.
a large majority of mine into investments. So
Yeah, man.
I have an E-Trade account. It's simple, easy to set up. Now you need to know what you're doing.
Smart guy.
So I'm not just gonna say, hey, everybody go invest their money in stocks. But if you educate yourself some,
Yeah.
it's an opportunity to actually keep building upon that money. And then when you do touch it, if ever, you grew it a lot. Hopefully, if you did the right
Random
things.
sidebar, but I think the NCAA should invest some of its millions and billions of dollars in financially educating their student
Yeah.
athletes.
Yes,
I think
I
it's
think
important.
that's a great idea.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
a lot of
like,
people don't
apps
know what
people
they're doing, bro.
Yeah,
Especially
absolutely.
with these new rules. They're not having to come up with the money themselves
Yeah,
either.
they don't
so
care.
so the marketplace is deciding that. So I think that would be a smart idea for the NCAA to have a program
Yeah.
to teach these athletes how to be
educate.
financially literate and like what to do with the money now that they're receiving it, because again,
Yeah.
it could just
Yeah.
come in and out.
Yeah. One day
I
with,
know
like,
it's
the- yeah.
tempting.
Yeah, the ball will stop bouncing one day. Like, you
Yeah.
know, if you spend all your money now and you don't have money to put your kids through college, then that's it. You know, you got to get a real person
What
job.
about you? What you spending your NIL money on? Shout it.
Good question. A lot of food. What's your favorite meal, by the way? What do you like eating?
Oh man,
What's
We're
your, like,
going-
guilty pleasure?
don't start
food?
this
Wagyu
conversation
steak.
with me. We'll be here all night.
You like steak?
Oh, I love
Yeah? How you like it
A nice
cooked?
wagyu.
Wagyu?
Well, if you do
I
wagyu,
knew
you
it.
gotta do
I
medium
knew
rare.
it.
You gotta
I
do
knew
rare.
it.
You gotta
Really?
rare, like
I
blue
do
rare.
medium
Rare.
rare.
What'd you just say?
Like blue rare.
I
Oh,
can't.
wow.
I
Like,
can't.
not even cooked.
I can't co-host the show with her anymore. Yeah.
Come on, man. It's
You
not, it's
eating
most tender that way.
you
It
eating
tastes the best.
a live cow. Might as well just go take a bite out of
Bite
the
of
cow
the
in the
cow.
field. Yeah.
Nice.
Man.
What else? What kind of food you like? What else? Give me an idea.
I love sushi. I can rattle off some sushi spots,
Yeah.
Yeah.
for sure.
Cool.
And then I mean, good meat is probably some of the best stuff you're gonna do. So
Yeah.
You still ain't answer our
Sorry, my
question,
bad.
bro.
yeah, what are you spending
She
your
don't want
money
to
on?
answer. She want to buy a whip. She want to.
She's moving secretive.
I'm buying a boat.
Ooh.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm doing the same. Invest my money, putting it back into companies that I believe in.
That's awesome.
Hopefully make my own company one day, which would be awesome. Buying shoes, buying clothes. Keep my money in a safe place. Putting it away. I trust myself,
Yeah.
but you never know. Things could happen. Emergencies come up. So keeping it away, putting it in financial advisors and stuff is the most important thing for me.
That's dope. I know
bro.
I'm not receiving any NIL money, but when I was back in school, we got like a cost of attendance check every semester, and it was not a lot. Probably like
Yeah, we still get that now.
$1,700.
It's like, ours is like $1,200.
For real? Oh, that's not
Or
bad.
it's like $1,500 a month.
We got 2 checks, and I remember my first check was for $860.
Oh my God.
And I went to the Apple store that same day, splurged on an iPhone for like $840, bro. And I blew my whole check like the first day I got it.
Yeah.
So definitely got to be financially smart,
Yeah.
especially all this money that kids are touching.
Mm-hmm.
Got to be smart with it. It's not gonna last
No,
forever,
for sure.
man.
I will say that one thing tempting me is a car. Okay, I want to be
What kind of
real.
You gotta get
here.
around, bro.
I
My,
want
boy,
to be,
my,
huh?
my boy's got a Tesla.
Hey,
Oh.
hey, chill out, chill out,
Oh,
chill
man.
out, chill out.
Make me upgrade. No, but I'm a huge car guy.
Nice.
I'm a huge. That's probably my biggest. Food and cars are probably my biggest temptation, but food's a little more accessible than cars.
Yeah.
But so yeah, a car has been tempting me. But what I'm actually looking to do again,
Smart.
we can
Smart
create
man.
in this marketplace.
Yes.
So
Get you a free whip, bro.
Yeah, get it. Sign a car deal.
Yes, I think
Yes,
it's
sir.
another opportunity.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I genuinely do love cars. But where you can create something
Yeah.
and work with a brand that you like to work with, or
Yeah.
if you have a relationship with somebody in the industry, but again, where you can just kind of create and like maybe we can do something there. So that's
Yeah.
something I've
Yeah.
got my eye on.
I
for
saw a
sure.
student athlete do
Yeah.
a Ford
Mm-hmm.
commercial. He got like a free truck.
Bro, I'm
know?
gonna call the NCAA after this and see if I have some
Yo,
eligibility
where's my
left, bro.
truck? Where's my Tesla, man?
Oh man. All right, so we got a third question?
Yes,
What's
sir.
our third?
Yeah, third and last final question.
Yes, sir.
At Hannah B25 asks, what could the downsides of NIL be in the future for athletes?
Ooh.
What are y'all thinking?
Ooh. You
Go ahead,
wanna-
Johnny. Go ahead, bro.
Okay, I'll go for it.
Yes, sir, Steve.
I think some of the downsides could be having athletes, again, I think being distracted.
Mhm.
So distraction is a downside, but I think at the end of the day, I mean, that comes down to the individual, right? I mean, we are given the opportunity, right, to make money with our name. So it's also our responsibility to be responsible with it. But I think that could be a downside. It is tough. So I think maybe courses where the NCAA is educating us on how to handle this and how to time manage.
Yeah.
But I think that could, I mean,
Yeah.
that's something that
Yeah.
you run a risk of.
Yeah, I
is
think-
having young kids getting distracted. I mean, you have
Yeah.
X amount of dollars on
Yeah.
the table,
Yeah.
and you can get distracted if you're
Yeah.
18 years old and you just showed up to school.
Yeah, you're like, oh, like
Yeah,
ching in your eyes.
exactly.
Yeah, I think the scariest thing is student athletes not having a lot of guidance in this, especially this first year. It's very historic, very new, new territory. So athletes that maybe don't have someone in their ear telling them the right thing to do, they could associate with a brand that doesn't fully represent them and which could hurt them in the future, you know, or like bring on people in your circle that just, you know, don't want the best for you, aren't
Yeah.
safe, or money hungry. It's pretty scary because, you know, like I said, we're 18 through 22, we're kids still. Just came out of high school, so it's pretty scary making the right decisions. Because it's, you know, the brand deals you make now as an NCAA athlete will impact your brand and career and life for like the rest of your, you know, life.
Yeah, I think you guys mainly touched on all the points. Just getting distracted, guys got to realize, and girls, of course, got to realize they got to focus. They came to play ball, and they came to get their education. The money's gonna come, and also just having guidance and not letting the brands take advantage of you, and not letting anybody come in your circle thinking they're gonna guide you in the right direction and end up taking advantage of you, snaking you, take your money as well. And also just not signing all these random stupid deals, bro. That's my biggest thing, bro.
Yeah.
I see homies of mine and stuff. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? What are you doing? But yeah, I think that's kind of the biggest downfall of it. We all don't really know where this is gonna go or what can happen.
Yeah.
It's just a time thing. We just gotta wait it out, play it out, and do the best that we can, and handle your business at the end of the day. Handle your business at the end of the day, and get your back. Get your back. And now let's kick it to our MTAA Athlete of the Month segment, the segment where we highlight high school athletes who embody what it means to be more than. Today we're joined by a special guest, certified bucket himself at Sierra Canyon, and my man's is the face of the new NIL rule, Mr. Amari Bailey. Was good, my boy.
None much. Thank you for having me.
Hey,
Yeah,
man,
bro.
thanks
Thanks
for
for
coming,
joining.
bro. Thanks for
Appreciate
coming. So we're just speaking to Johnny Juzang. He's a hooper at UCLA right now, and you know, obviously this new NIL thing is new. You're a high school athlete. How do you feel like that's affecting the recruitment process for you? How are you feeling about the whole process?
How has NIL affected my recruitment process?
Yeah, do you feel like it's changing your recruitment process at all? I mean, you in LA, this is land of the content creators, man.
Man, yeah, I'll say that the NIL is definitely how do I say this? It's definitely giving me endless opportunities,
sir.
given the fact that I do live in LA. So, honestly, just endless opportunities, trying to figure out ways that I can capitalize on everything that I deserve, and I feel like that I work for.
Yeah, you been having fun with it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been having fun with it. I've been having my growing pains, but I'm getting out of it.
Nice.
What you
slowly
mean
but
growing
surely.
pains, man? Fill me in a little bit on that. I'm an old head. I don't know much about the NIL. So what kind of growing pains you facing right now, bro?
I'll say to the public, I'm very introverted. Unless you know me personally,
Yeah.
that's when I'll have all my guards down. So sometimes I go into my shell, but I'm starting to learn that
Yes, sir.
I'm starting to show my personality
Yeah,
more
man.
and more. So
Social media, bro.
Yeah.
It brings personalities out
Starts
of
with
all
that.
this,
Yeah.
man.
It's in your hand too. You just every time you're somewhere, hey, that's
Yeah.
it. That's all it takes. Just showing your
Facts.
life, man.
Man, I know you go to Sierra Canyon, bro, and do you feel like with this whole NIL stuff, I know guys like LeBron show up to your games and whatnot. Do you feel like that adds like pressure or it makes you feel better about everything? Because now NIL, bro, y'all could do what y'all want. Y'all could get a bag.
nah, I wouldn't say it's any extra added pressure. I believe pressure is stuff that my mother has dealt with, stuff that I don't have to deal with, not knowing where I'm gonna eat or sleep. I feel like ball is just my release.
Hoop.
So
Yeah.
That's cool, man. Yeah. Back to that. How do you think, you know, you spoke on Uninterrupted before about your mental health and balancing that through basketball and like, you know, through your life. How has that changed, or like how are you still dealing with that kind of stuff?
honestly, just learning to enjoy every single moment, the highs and the lows. Not looking for happiness. I think I saw it in an interview with Kevin Durant, and that I actually took that into consideration. Really, just enjoying like every moment of my life, and like finding like the light parts out of it. Really.
I heard you learn how to meditate too. That's awesome, man.
Yes,
that's
definitely.
nice. Little
Got to.
zen,
You hear
zen
the
mode.
new Punk? That's all I've been meditating to.
Nice, bro. That's awesome.
Yeah, New
You
York Thug.
little
You know.
zone, zoned out.
That's good, bro.
That's sick.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah, with this whole NIL stuff, bro, do you talk to teammates? I know you play with like Bronny and stuff. Like, does it affect their recruiting with this whole NIL situation?
Yeah.
Any of them sway differently because now they could get a check? I don't know if.
Or just like their lives, you know?
Yeah.
How are they feeling? What's like their process through all this stuff, you know?
I'll say for the most part with a lot of my teammates, I think they keep it to themselves. For the most part, knowing Bronny's just Bronny. I don't know. He has his own. He'll be in his own world. He just be cooling. So I don't see anything different from him that he probably hasn't seen before. You know. Definitely with the NIL, I'll say that it's given us all an opportunity to really show who we are, but we don't really talk about it amongst the group like that.
I know. I noticed that you said you're kind of a bit of an introvert, and usually you wouldn't really speak out much. You just play ball and stick to what you know and what you do. With this NIL stuff, does it make you want to come out more on social media, show more of your personality, let the people in the world know like who Amari Bailey is and what you do?
Definitely knowing that I could make money just being myself.
Yeah.
I feel like I'd be a fool not to show a little bit more of myself and my personality, you know?
You give me Kawhi vibes, bro.
Not at all. Like, not at all.
Yeah. We talked a little bit, like, we had met before.
Fun guy.
We'd met before here in this studio. And we talked about YouTube and, like, your journey and how you wanted to begin. Have you, like, you know, started the steps of that? Or, like, what's your process going through there?
That's actually funny that you say that. So I made a couple TikToks while I was in Miami. That was that was our first time going out of town. So I made some TikToks with some of my close friends. But I'm starting to get that going. Honestly.
Yeah. How you feeling with it? Is it fun? You flowing with it now?
Yeah, I'm starting to flow. I can't really dance like that, so I don't know how I'm gonna look
Boy
on,
don't got no
on
rhythm.
camera, but we're gonna make it work.
Yeah, nice.
As far as NIL goes, I know it's a wild, wild west right now, bro. A lot of people are probably pulling you in many different directions. Like, do you have a certain person you talk to stay focused or to keep you on path or take advice from that mentors you, or are you just kind of navigating this one day at a time as it comes?
As much as I butt heads with my mom, I'll say I don't think I give her enough credit for it, but I'll definitely take what she does, tell me into consideration, even when she doesn't think that I do. Probably my mom, because I don't really talk to that many people on a day-to-day basis. So
that's good, bro. That's good. Ever since how long you been committed to UCLA?
2 years, really. It would be honest, but probably 6 months. It's 6-7 months now.
Do you feel like since NIL's come around, it's solidified that, or it's made you question your commitment, or what?
No, if anything, I feel like it's solidified, knowing that I'm living in LA and I have endless opportunities here. I just want to capitalize off of that.
Yeah, bro, it's one of the best places to be, like a
cap.
content creator. I mean,
sure.
my
I'm
boy
literally
lives here.
moving here tomorrow.
Yeah.
So.
Really? Where you from?
Yeah, I lived in Florida, moved to Arizona like 8 months ago, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna come to LA.
Might as well,
I'm gonna feed into it. I'm gonna come to LA, man. I told myself I wouldn't, but just land the opportunity, bro.
You got
Why
to,
you say that?
What happened?
Why'd you say, like, why were you telling yourself you weren't gonna come
To
LA?
be honest, LA, every time I've come, and like obviously I do social media and stuff, so you just see the crowds of people and like the clout chasers and the clout demons and like just the lost souls who come out here, lose themselves and their priorities, their values, goals, everything changes. I just didn't want to come out here and become distracted or lose myself for any of that. But honestly, if you just stay focused and keep your vision aligned with your goals and what you want to do, that's not gonna happen. So
man.
I
just
think I'm
feel like-
disciplined enough to, you know.
I mean, I feel like if you can just keep the main goal,
Yeah.
and enjoy yourself and have your fun while doing that, I feel like you'll
100%.
you enjoy
100%.
yourself a lot out here. I think
100%.
that was my problem when I got out here too. I wasn't
Yeah.
in
you from?
my shell. I'm from Chicago originally, so
Big change, huh?
definitely, to say the least. Probably just because in Chicago I couldn't be as free as I am or move around as much as I do out here in LA. So,
How long you been in LA for?
but I think this is going on 4 years, if I'm not mistaken. Ever since high school, really.
All right, so when this uninterrupted video came out about mental health, you know, what was the reaction? Because not a lot of athletes speak up about mental health, how they're feeling. I've had struggles with that,
That's
my personal
big.
self.
I
So, like,
think
you know,
everyone's struggled with it, man.
yeah, man, it's hard. Yeah. So, like, what was, you know, How did that feel when that came out, or like people around you? You know, what do you think?
I felt like when the mental health video came out, it gave more of a perspective, like, on me. I mean, I feel like especially if I can just show like who I am and like be vulnerable around my teammates and around my coaches. I'll just say from a team perspective, it helped a lot because I don't think a lot of my teammates or a majority of them would have opened up about what's going on with them. Like if like one of the leaders didn't do so. I feel like that took a lot because I'm not really one that talks about my feelings as much.
Do you think there's a stigma, like someone in male sports? I mean, it's more open, I feel like, in female and women's sports. Do you think there's like a stigma of like, you know, being tough and strong in male sports? What do y'all think about that?
I think that's like every guy you grow up and your dad's like, oh, don't cry, you should be tough. Like, you know, it's a stigma in the world. Like us men, we're known to be the tough ones, and we're supposed to not let anything bother us, or we're supposed to just shake it off now. But we're humans at the end of the day. Like the same things that bother you women bother us as well. But we can't hold up this image and pretend that it doesn't bother us because all we're doing is just affecting ourselves worse.
Facts.
So props to you, bro, on the courage on speaking up on that, and props to you for setting a good example. I feel like everybody struggles with mental health, but nobody wants to talk about it.
No
So
one wants to talk.
a lot of
about
props
it.
to you
I
on
agree.
that, bro.
It's okay to cry.
It's all
I heard
right,
that too.
man.
It's okay to cry.
You're going to feel a lot better after
Yeah,
you cry,
let it
too, bro.
Let it out.
No cap.
Respect.
All right, Amari, this is kind of a, you know, a big question for us
Big
because we're
question.
doing a more than an athlete. That's why we're here. So question for you. What does it mean to be more than an athlete?
It means the world, honestly. Just to like be able to touch people that I don't even know outside of a basketball, knowing that I was a good person in my community, my roots, where I come from, showing love back to the city, even though I feel like Chicago doesn't always show love to their people.
Yeah.
And just being that example, showing like you can have courage and being a leader and a pioneer, like in everything that I do, even stuff that I haven't been able to even touch or foresee yet, you know.
It's beautiful, man.
Damn, bro.
Thank
I'm
you.
excited for your career, bro. You seem like you got a good head on your shoulders.
Yeah, me
I'm
too.
excited to see how you take advantage of this whole NIL stuff, bro.
Thank
Take it, run with it, make your bag, my
Yeah,
G.
in life,
Got
man.
to.
You're welcome to the pack. I'll be
Yes,
watching your games
sirski.
next year.
Thank
Come
you,
in.
sirski. Now that I'm in, LA, I might pop out to a little
You gotta
UCLA
pop out.
basketball game or something. You
Pop
feel
a
me?
Sierra game.
Oh yeah.
We got a game at Staples, matter of fact.
Oh, word.
You gotta pull up.
Staples.
When it is?
got
High
to,
school.
uh,
We don't have games at Staples.
December
Damn.
4th. That's crazy.
We got
That's 2 days
high
after my
school
birthday. I gotta pop out, man.
You got to.
Hey man, appreciate you for popping out, bro.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yes, sir. And we
Yes, sir.
appreciate
Thank
our other guest, Mr. Johnny Juzang, man. They came on the show. They gave us some great insight. We got to talk about NIL. We got to talk about a lot of topics. I hope y'all learned some, because I know for sure I did. I don't know if you did.
Oh no,
You
I
learned
learned
some?
something for sure. Yeah.
You going through the NIL right now,
yeah.
so.
But these boys, I mean, they're going through right now as well.
Yes, sir.
So
Hey.
it's nice to learn it.
So if we want to follow you on the gram, you feel me? We trying to help you get your NIL deals popping.
Appreciate
How can we
that.
find you, bro?
It's at Amari on Instagram, just AMARI.
How you got that app, bro?
I don't know, man.
Oh my
Plug.
God.
Where's he at? Where's
They
he
be
at? I can't
plugged in,
find
man.
him.
That's crazy. I've been
The
trying to get
plug.
D for the longest. And
And then on TikTok, it's Mystery Pink 10.
okay.
All right, I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
follow you.
Okay.
to
Yeah, that's
see
my
what your
alias.
content's like.
That's
I'm gonna
my
help you with
alias.
dances too.
I'm
I'll help you.
sure.
Teach you
Please.
some rhythm, even though I
Thank
look like
you.
I don't have any. I got more than this man too. I got way more
Hey,
than him.
chill out. You ain't seen me whip the dance moves out yet. Thank you guys for tuning in to this month's episode of More Than an Athlete Hotline, Varsity Edition. I'm your host, Deestroying.
I'm Sedona Prince, and without y'all's questions, we cannot answer them. So please hit us up in the description below in the link.
What
So,
would we answer if they didn't submit questions?
We wouldn't know. We'd nothing.
We'd
We'd
just
be sitting here in
silent
silence.
like this.
Yeah, we'd just be sitting here,
Just
all
look at the
awkward,
camera for a bit.
just staring. So please ask us more questions. We'd love to, give y'all some insight in how we
Yes, sir.
think. And by the way, if you want the drip,
Look at it, bro.
show 'em the drip.
The drip. You see this? You see this?
Look at this, man. The patches and stuff.
There's a puddle right there, like.
I know. I'm just dripping off
She
this
been
couch.
Tripping, bro. Tripping, bro. Listen, you guys can cop the drip by clicking the link in the description below or checking the availability at your local champs. We were at 85,000.
Peace
Yes,
out.
sir.
Thank you, Amari.